Yeah, we were, as I said to the guys from the start, we weren't set up great. And then we felt like the whole game we were trying to organize ourselves in a way that we could settle in and get more comfortable, get more of the ball, still be dangerous, defend in a way that we were comfortable. And I felt like, for me, I felt like I was chasing the game the whole time to try to get us into some way that we could feel comfortable and still be dangerous in the game. So as I said to them, I appreciate their effort. I thought they worked hard the entire game. They fought for everything in the game. They tried to battle through the game. We just never really found our comfort zone within the game. And so I put that on me in terms of our organization and just trying to get us into the right spots. I felt like we were too narrow at the start, just with Seba inside, and so we didn't create any spaces for us to be able to play forward early in the game. So then we got Kevin on and tried to just get more width ahead of the ball, and try to open up some space. As we did that, we had some moments, but we also weren't as solid defensively, and we weren't necessarily as dangerous, and weren't able to really get dangerous in front of their goal or around their goal. So as we started to go, we started to try to find different ways that we could support our forward and try to get more something in front of the goal, more presence in front of the goal, more balls in front of the goal, something that could threaten their goal. And in the process of doing that, we, trying to get some numbers in the right place, we obviously exposed ourselves a little bit. I mean, they had 2 shots on goal in the grand scheme of things, but having said that, we just never really found a comfortable position in the game to be able to get some control of the game. That's why I say the guys battled and we dealt with a lot of stuff, but we just never fought. We just never really found our comfort and our flow in the game of how we were going to control the game and how we were going to create a chance. And so, yeah, but the guys competed for 90 minutes. We put this one behind us, and now we got to concentrate and prepare, hopefully, for the next one with an extra day to get on the field and try to work out some preparation for Seattle.
And can you give us?
They're also a good team. We have to give them credit. They're also a good team who very much understands their structure, and they've got guys who fill their roles very well. And they played, their structure played a good part in the game for them being able to control things. So.
I was going to follow up on the control part there. Just in the midfield, what did they do really to sort of keep Jonathan Dos Santos, Victor Vasquez, and it seemed like Sebastian Lletget at times away from the ball there?
Yeah, they pressed us with kind of a narrow front three. Their 2 defensive midfielders, their 2 kind of attacking midfielders really tried to get in on our midfield. So it was hard for our midfielders to find space. It's hard for Jonah and Ryan to find any space and to try to find the ball. Victor also, was tough for him to find the ball. Their midfielders really just sought out our midfielders. And then we needed to do a good job with our center backs to try to really eliminate the striker, to be able to force somebody out to defend us. They were releasing from their weak side winger strong to our center back. And again, we just weren't quick enough to find the solution. Sometimes I felt like we were narrowing up our space too much ahead of the ball. And so we weren't able to play through the lines, which means you stay in front of that pressure. And when you stay in front of the pressure, you become very vulnerable for losing balls in between the lines. And that's what was happening us for a good chunk of, for sure, the first half. And I thought it got a little bit better as the game progressed, but still not enough where we got, again, really comfortable in the game and started to flow and get some rhythm in what we were trying to do.
Can you give us a quick update on Chicharito and why he didn't travel?
Yeah, he was the night before travel. He reached out to the docs. He was not feeling well. They followed up with him. He was, throat. It wasn't anything to do with COVID, but he was, maybe something else, but he had a high fever and some other issues physically, just throat soreness, achiness, things like that it's a risk to put him in an airplane with the rest of the group too. And so it was better to let him get some rest, hopefully fully recover and give us everything he has for the last 2 matches.
Thanks, Greg. Travel safe.
Thanks, Josh.
Next, we'll go to Katia Casarena.
Thanks. I was going to ask about Chicharito as well, Greg, but I wanted to ask you too about what do you want to see from the team in the last 2 games, especially with what's on the line? Do you feel that they need to show like a more sense of urgency? Is there worry at this point within the group?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think the guys competed hard today. I think, again, like I said, they, coming into this game, we weren't we tried to find a good way to get pressure to them, to try to manufacture some goals. We knew without Javi, we were going to need to get Dayon some help. It was going to be difficult for him, in that role to really get chances kind of on his own. So we tried to get guys a little bit closer to him and to try to work and build some numbers, try to be a little more forward thinking in transitions. And like I said, we just never really found comfort in the game. We never found kind of, for at least for chunks of the first half, we were having a hard time stopping them, and we were also having a hard time gaining sort of possession in their half of the field where we could dictate and create some things. And so again, I don't think, for me, what I want to see out of the group is recover, put this one behind us. We get set up here over the next couple of days. We don't need to change anything. We need to be a little clearer and a little bit better about our approach to Seattle. I didn't get it right. I'm put on me and not the guys. And they need to bring their best effort and continue to do what we got to do. So again, we tried to manufacture some chances in a different way tonight, and it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
Thank you.
And last question will go to Chris Maldonado.
Hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time. Just, I know a lot gets said in the locker rooms after a loss by a coaching staff. Could you maybe give us a little bit of the core message that you gave to your players tonight?
Yeah, I really just did, to be honest with you. I said to them that I was pleased with their effort. They fought and they battled through the night. I don't think it was our sharpest night and our cleanest night. I don't think our structure was as good as it needed to be against a team like them. Part of that was just the way we set up to try to maybe initiate and get some pressure on them a little higher up the field. Like I said, to try to manufacture some goals in some transitions and in some different ways. I never felt like we really, in the game, getting into the game, I never felt like we were comfortable. As I said to them, that was on me, not on them. They needed to, ultimately, I think, they put out the effort they needed to put out. It just, as a group, we weren't as clear tonight on how we were going to get the results and what we needed to do. And therefore, for them to put this behind us, I appreciate their effort and their fight, and we get ourselves set up to go to Seattle to get a result.